Hey there, Irene. I just wanted to thank you again for today.
No, thank you for suggesting such a wonderful place to meet. I really enjoyed our lunch. I think we should use that restaurant again when there's something to celebrate.
I'm glad that you liked it so much. I was hoping that you would. It's just such a cute place and the food is really good. And thank you again so much for getting the bill. Please tell your husband Jim that I said thank you and that I hope he had fun.
Well, of course we were going to pay. I mean, it was our son's birthday today after all. And it's not that often that we can all get together. Especially at a place like that restaurant. It really only is a place for special occasions, you know.
Yes, I agree. We don't go there often, but when we do, it's always a special treat. Not to mention that view. I could just stare out the window for hours overlooking the city.
You know, I've actually heard that a lot of celebrities who comes to town end up dining there.
Oh, really? I don't think that I knew that, but I guess I really expect nothing less for a place like that.
I know, right? You really do have to be someone special to get into this place. In fact, I have to say that I was a little surprised they didn't say anything about what you were wearing. I mean, it was kind of embarrassing having to be seen with you all night like that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that you had a problem with what I was wearing. It was just a dress that I really liked, but I didn't think that there was anything wrong with it.
I just think that you could have chosen something a little more appropriate for the occasion, don't you? Maybe next time we go out for something like that, you can choose a color that stands out less. Just something nice, but still low-key.
I really was trying to think about what would be okay to wear at the restaurant when I was picking out my clothes, though.
Well, it's clear that you didn't think hard enough on the matter.
Yes, I suppose you're right about that.
Of course I'm right. I'm the one pointing out your little faux pas right now. The whole dress just looked really cheap and gaudy. Surely you have something better to wear than that, right?
I really don't know what to say. I'm so sorry that it's upset you this much, but that was a rather expensive dress.
And just how expensive are we talking here? I bet it couldn't have been more than a couple $100s, right? I don't know what it is about this generation, but everyone seems to be jumping on the fast fashion trend. It really is just pitiful. I remember when I was young, people used to actually get dressed up to go out, and everyone just looked fabulous. But I guess that views change with the times. Maybe it's just the economy.
I don't really think that it's the economy in like a short time kind of way. But it is true that there is just a lot more fashion out there that's both cheap and looks good.
That's exactly the problem. Everyone thinks that if clothes just look good enough, that they can justify spending money. But no one these days has any idea what good taste even is. It really is just sad.
Okay, well, I really don't think that the dress that I chose to go out in today was all that bad.
And just who do you figure that, huh? What makes you think that what you wore was okay?
I guess it just looked good in my eyes.
I see what's going on here. It all makes sense now. You don't have any fashion sense because your family were all poor, isn't that right? That's why you have no idea about what looks good and what doesn't.
Are you being serious? I really don't even know what to say to that.
Well, how about you just be more careful next time, okay? But I guess there's not even a point to saying that to you, since you wouldn't know fashion if it hit you in the face. Basically, if you're not spending tons of money on it, then it's not fashion, got it? But judging from your wardrobe, I would guess that all your clothes are hand-me-downs, no?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop you right there. My family isn't poor, and I'm not sure where you got the idea that they are.
But of course they are. What are you talking about? I mean, your dad works in a factory, doesn't he? I can't imagine that people with that kind of job gets paid much.
He was able to send me to college on his salary, thank you very much. So I'm just saying that I really don't think that we're as poor as you might think.
But I'm sure that you still had to take out student loans to go, didn't you? And that means that your dad wasn't actually rich enough to send you to school. And that means that, just like I said, your family is poor.
I'm not trying to say that my family had or has as much as yours, but your husband does own his company after all.
I don't understand why you can't just admit that your family is poor and have it all be settled. Your parents were poor and clearly it rubbed off on you. It's simple.
Is that really how you think the world works?
Don't you worry about a thing, Carmen. I am going to be sure to train you in what you'll need for next time we all go out. I'll make sure that you're wearing something appropriate so that not everyone in the restaurant will be able to tell how poor you really are. After all, not a daughter-in-law of mine should be going around getting mistaken for some poor person. Hello there, Carmen. I know that the end of the year is coming up, and I was wondering if you and Kent had any plans.
Actually, I think that we were just going to try and do something rather low-key this year. So we were thinking that we would either go to your house or my parents' house and spend a few nights there.
I see. Well, you go to your parents and then make sure and visit us soon after. We have some very expensive beef here with your name on it. I was thinking that we could all cook it up and eat it together. So plan to spend a night at our place as well. We should be spending this time as a family after all.
Oh, okay. Well, then it sounds like we won't be staying with my parents. But we can just pay them a visit. And you really didn't have to go out of your way to do that for us, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it at all. My husband just thought that you two might like to be treated to some fancy cooking. And of course, it's not often that someone like you has probably gotten to try food like this. So we just thought it was a good opportunity.
Well, I am very happy that you're willing to treat us to such a nice meal, so if it's really okay with you, then I guess we can go to your house.
Yes, please do that. And also make sure that you wear something nice for the evening, okay?
Do you mind being a little more specific about what you mean by that? I just know that you have a very specific idea about this.
Well, actually, on the start of New Year, my family has a tradition of dressing up and walking around the neighborhood. So just make sure that you put on something nice for when we go and do that. Otherwise, you'll stick out like a sore thumb on our walk.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize that was a thing that some people did. But if that's the case, then I'll make sure and wear something nice for the occasion.
And by that I mean that I don't want to see you in an ugly fast fashion, do you understand? That would be just humiliating.
Well, that's why I was asking if you could be a little more specific about what it was that you wanted me to be wearing.
Just pretend like you're going to a wedding. Your outfit should basically be on that level. And try to avoid any of those flashing colors that you seem to love, okay?
Okay then, I think that I can handle that.
Carmen, where are you? We're just about to start grilling some of the meat and then we'll be eating soon.
I'm at a laundromat right now, if you really must know.
I really don't understand what's gotten into you. You came all this way to celebrate the new year with your husband's family, and instead you ran away to go do your laundry?
What are you talking about? You were the one who stained my dress the moment we showed up.
Oh, I know. I really am so sorry that I did that. I am sure that you are so proud of that outfit that you put together.
You spilled your coffee all over the dress, and I have no idea how I'm going to get the stains out.
I hope you know that my hand just slipped. But anyways, it's obvious what a cheap dress that one was as well. So if you can't get the stain out, then you can always just throw it away.
What makes you think this dress was cheap? It wasn't cheap at all.
What in the world are you talking about? It's obvious how cheap that dress was. I only had to look at it to see how low quality it really was.
You really have no idea what you're talking about, do you? This dress costs $40,000.
Excuse me? Are you being serious? How in the world does a dress cost that much? And how could someone like you afford a dress like that? You really should know better than to lie to your own mother-in-law.
I'm not lying to you, Irene. I just gave you the real price for this dress. In fact, I'll have you know that this dress is an important heirloom from your mother-in-law.
Wait, what? Are you telling me that dress belonged to my husband's mother?
You mean that you don't recognize it at all? I thought that you would have. She told me she'd worn it to family weddings in the past.
Did Agatha really give you that dress? But this isn't making any sense. Why in the world do you have her dress?
Well, before we came down here, Kent said that we should stop by his grandmother's place. We were all talking, and he mentioned about going out for the family walk, and that's when Agatha offered me the dress. She was actually really eager for me to have it and to wear it on this walk. So I hope you can imagine my shock when you just threw your cup of coffee all over it the moment I showed up.
But I mean, this isn't fair. I had no idea at all that that dress belonged to Agatha.
Well, now you do. Aren't you glad you asked about it before you splashed me with coffee? Oh, wait.
Oh no. This is really, really bad. What am I going to do?
Well, I don't really know how much there is to even do. After all, it was really obvious that you threw the coffee on me on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose. It really was an accident. My hand just slipped. That's all, I swear.
Whether it was an accident or on purpose, I really don't think that it changes the fact that it's your fault. So I really do think that you should think about what you want to do, because Kent is here with me and he is freaking out. We're here trying to see if they can even get these stains out.
Yes, we have to get the coffee out of the dress right away. I'm sure that a dry cleaning place would be able to do that for you.
Well, we've actually been driving around looking for one that's open, but they've all been closed so far.
Oh no, this is really bad. Hold on, let me try and make some phone calls. I might be able to make something work out.
I don't really think that anything is going to work. Besides, it's New Year's Day, and I don't think anything is open, really.
You can't just give up. We've got to do something. This is a $40,000 dress that we're talking about. We have to do something to get those stains out.
Oh, I agree. The stains do need to come out, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I guess that the only thing we can do now is to take the dress back to Agatha and tell her about what happened.
No, you can't do that, please. Just whatever you do, don't do that. Just hold on a little bit longer, okay?
I don't see why we should do that when the fact is that you made this mess. Why should we wait and hide what you've done from your own mother-in-law? What would be the point?
Just wait, okay? How about you two just come back here to my house and you let me try and take a crack at it, okay?
What do you think you're going to be able to do that we haven't already tried? Besides, you were the one that made the mess in the first place, so I don't really think you should be let anywhere near the dress. I just wouldn't want to take a risk with you at all.
But you can't take it to Agatha, please. Whatever you do, don't do that. Just come back here and we'll work something out.
I'm afraid that I can't do that. I have too much respect for Agatha to lie to her like that. So we got to Agatha's house and we explained to her what happened to the dress and how the stains were your fault. She had nothing to say to us and didn't blame us at all for what happened.
I see. Well, then I think that maybe I should go and talk to Agatha myself then.
I don't think that going there and talking to her is going to make a difference for you.
What makes you say that? I have to go and see her so that I can apologize. In fact, I think I'm going to go now.
Well, you should know that Agatha said she didn't even want to see you. I think if you went to her place, it would just make her more upset. And since it's still New Year's and all that, maybe you should just let her enjoy the holiday.
Well, what about you and Kent? Are you both still at Agatha's house?
Yes, we're both still here. Actually, Agatha asked that we both stay over for dinner. So I'm sorry, but we won't be able to make it back to your house in time for the special meal.
This can't be happening. This isn't right. This isn't how my New Year's Day was supposed to go.
You know, I think that if you came ready to really apologize and not just make excuses for yourself, that it might be okay. Of course, Agatha would have to let you into her house for that to happen first. Although I suppose that I can't blame her for wanting to keep you away. Why should she have to deal with you and what you've done on a nice day like this?
Carmen, do you have no idea how sorry I am about the dress? Yes, I did it on purpose, but it was just a little joke. I didn't mean to take things too far.
Aha, so you admit that you did it on purpose then?
Of course, but I didn't think the coffee would make such a stain. And I didn't think that I was spilling it on such an expensive dress.
So then you've thought about what you've done and realized that it was wrong to do?
Yes, of course I do. I realized that I should have never been acting this way and that I was being ridiculous. So can you please tell Agatha just how sorry I am for all of this? I need Agatha to know that I realized what I did was wrong, and I need her to forgive me.
Well, it sounds to me like that should be between you and her. I don't feel like helping you, and quite frankly, I'm getting a little sick of dealing with you.
But you're the only person that I can go to for help with this now. Please, I tried messaging my son and he just left me on read.
Well, that would probably be because Agatha isn't the only one upset about this. Your husband and son are upset as well. You have no idea how much time we spent driving around looking for a dry cleaners that would be open today. You've done nothing but cause trouble for everyone. Why do you think that you should be forgiven?
Well, I can't have Agatha being mad at me. She's the most powerful and influential person in the whole family. If she's against me, then I'm basically done for in this family. Please, you have to help me.
You keep saying that, but you haven't given me a single reason why I should help you.
How can you say that? You're my daughter-in-law, of course. You should help me.
That's not good enough. You were constantly putting me down for what I was wearing. You even made fun of my father and called my family poor. Why should I do anything for you?
You're right. I never should have said those things, even as a joke. It wasn't right of me at all.
Even if I believed that they were jokes, I didn't find them funny at all.
I thought that you'd be able to see through it all. I thought that you had a different sense of humor is all.
You know, somehow I still just don't believe you. I think that you were always the only one having fun when you were making fun of me. But anyways, I'm not going to waste any more time today talking to you. I have a lovely dinner with my husband and his grandmother to enjoy.
Wait, no, you can't just leave me like this. Please, I'm begging you. You need to help me.
Hello, Irene. I just realized that I didn't get to say Happy New Year's to you.
Oh, Carmen, thank goodness. Thank you so much for the message. I was wondering when I was going to hear from you.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not here to talk or anything like that. I just know that if I didn't do this, I'd never hear the end of it from you. By the way, how did things go with Agatha?
Well, I went to her house and I apologized to her not that long ago, actually.
So then everything is okay between you and her now?
Well, Look, I think that I just need to start by saying how sorry I am to you. I should have never done what I did with the coffee. I've been nothing but rude to you, and you really didn't deserve that.
I suppose that Agatha told you that you should try and give me a real apology then?
Well, yes, she did. But it wasn't just her. Even my husband told me that I needed to apologize to you. He told me that he'd leave me if I didn't.
I see. So then did you go and talk to Agatha together with your husband?
They were both just so upset with me. They asked me what I was thinking and how I could shame the family like this.
Yeah, it sounds to me like they really wanted nothing to do with your vendetta against me.
Well, I think you should also know that I've agreed to pay for all the cleaning fees on the dress. But even so, it wasn't enough, and I've been thrown out of the house.
So then you've been kicked out of your house even though it's snowing right now?
That's right. I've been standing out here on my own for about 2 hours now.
Wow. Well, it sounds to me like you're in quite a bit of trouble then, aren't you?
This isn't funny. I really don't know what I'm going to do now.
You know, I actually heard that you and your husband were accepting money from Agatha. I even heard that you borrowed something like $1 million from her.
Well, yes. I suppose the total might be that high after the decades that she's been helping us.
Well, I guess that explains why your husband would be so upset with you. And no wonder why he kicked you out of the house after you disrespected his mother like that.
But I don't know what I'm going to do from now on. I have no idea where I'll be able to go. Can I stay at your house for a bit?
Why would you want to do that? What would be the point?
Well, you're just the only person that I can go to now. I don't have anyone else. Please, can't I just stay with you for a little bit?
Hold on a second. Let me ask your son.
Please. It's so cold out here. I just need to sit inside for a little bit.
So Kent said that your husband should let you back in as long as you beg him for forgiveness. And he also says he doesn't want you here.
So that's it then? You're just going to leave me out here? You're not going to help me at all? I'm desperate here.
Well, you've isolated yourself. I would just do what Kent says and beg your husband not to leave you for this. But otherwise, nobody is interested in helping you out, so why don't you just leave us all alone? After that, Agatha decided never to talk to Irene, which means that she essentially became persona non grata at family reunions. Irene did her best to negotiate with Agatha, but she wasn't having it. When Irene did go to talk to Agatha, Agatha made rude comments about her clothes and put her down the same way that Irene had done to me earlier. She was so shocked that she went back home completely humiliated. After that, her husband ended up divorcing her, although nobody in the family could blame him. But with Irene out of the picture, I've been able to attend many more family gatherings without feeling pressure to dress up a certain way, and I couldn't be happier. Obviously, this isn't how I wanted things to end with my mother-in-law. I tried really, really hard to make things work, but Irene just wouldn't change her ways. After all of this happened, however, I was pleased to learn about how many other people in the family were getting tired of putting up with her. It may seem like a very strange thing to bond with people over, but losing Irene has brought us all closer together as a family. Well, it brought all but Irene closer, I should say. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Sis, I'm leaving home tonight. I've decided to get married. Huh? Wait a minute, Samantha. What are you suddenly saying? What do you mean? I decided to get married because I want to be with him. I know you wouldn't understand, but it is happening. Samantha, don't think so easily. You've only been dating him for 2 weeks. You don't know him well yet. Mom and Dad are worried about you. That worry is unnecessary. He's a sweet guy. He'll take good care of me. You've never even seen him before, have you? That's not why I'm saying. It takes time to get to know each other. Go out and get to know him more before you make an important decision. I've already made up my mind. I'm going to be happy with him. I don't care what my family says. Samantha, I beg you, don't be hasty. Marriage is a major life decision. I'm fed up with this, you know that? You don't believe in me and you don't support me. That's why I decided to leave. Once you get married, there's no turning back, you know? There's no way I'm going back. I'm starting a new life with him. No one can stop me. Samantha, please, just take a deep breath for a sec. Are you sure you want to do this? I don't want to hear that kind of nonsense. I'm going to live my life. You don't know me one bit. You didn't have to decide so fast. What's so attractive about him? He's a man with a dream, and I want to pursue that dream with him. You can't live on dreams alone. You have to be realistic. Marriage can't be just about dreams, okay? I don't care what you say. I just want to be with him. Are you sure that's what you want? You won't regret it? How can I regret it? I'm getting married with a man who I'm in love with. Well then, see ya. Hey, how are you doing? It's been a while. What? This is your sister, Samantha. I wonder if you're still single and working hard. What is it with you all of a sudden? Don't you think you're being a little rude? Are you and your husband getting along? He only drops me a text once in a while. He says all you want to do is complain about him and his mother. And you haven't come home for 2 years since Dad's funeral. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking of going home this weekend. Even though you didn't come back no matter how many times I told you? What on earth do you want? I didn't go home because it was such a hassle to go home. Such a hassle? I see. So, what? What made you decide to come home this time? Oh, I'm not just coming home. Huh? I'm going to live there from now on. What do you mean? Well, I divorced my husband. What? Divorced? What happened in the last 2 years? After 2 years, it's no surprise that many things have happened, right? Yes, but... So you're saying you're leaving your husband? Hey, don't talk like that. But that's the way it is. Samantha, what the hell did you do? What? Are you assuming that I did something wrong? You're always doing something wrong. I can only assume that you had a problem.
If anything happens, you always assume it's me who did something wrong, and I'm sick of it. Oh, really? So this time it's different? It's... What? My husband found out I had a boyfriend, and we got divorced. What? No wonder you got divorced. How long are you going to live your self-centered life? It's over now, so why don't you just let it go? Anyway, I'm going to ask you something important. What did you do about the alimony? Huh? Of course he charged you, didn't he? Because of your affair. Oh, I was told that alimony would be paid with division of property. So it's not like you owe him a debt? Why are you asking me that? Because I don't want you to come back with a lot of debt. You'll definitely come crying to me for help paying off the debt, won't you? I'm definitely not going to help you with the money. Don't worry. I'm not going to ask you for money. I won't do that. Anyway, are you sure you don't owe him any money? Yes, I'm sure. Don't expect me to help you out if you lied to me about this. Okay. Okay, have you talked to Mom yet? Not yet. Well, you better tell her the truth before you come back here. Also, there's no room for you when you get back. What? What do you mean there's no room for me? I have a room, but it's full of stuff. And the other rooms are full of stuff as well. Most of it is stuff you left here when you got married. So, I have to clean my stuff up, fine. Also, my husband lives here too. Oh, does he? Please don't do anything to bother my husband. Okay. Hey, I have a question. What is it? I don't know your husband very well. What does he do? Samantha, did you not listen to me again? How many times have I told you? Did you tell me about him? I can't really remember. My husband is a web designer. Before we got married, he studied design all over the world. He's unique and has great designing skills. He's freelance now, so he works from home. Oh, I knew it. Huh? He is just playing all day. What are you talking about? Pretending to work and playing computer games, right? No, he's not. My husband is working diligently. Well, anyway, I want to ask you guys to leave the house. What are you talking about all of a sudden? Actually, I'm about to get married to my boyfriend. Boyfriend? You mean the one you cheated on your ex-husband? I thought you broke up with him. Of course not. It doesn't matter. We're both single now. So you guys are getting married and you want us to leave? What does you getting married got to do with us? He said he can't go back to his parents' house anymore. So he decided to stay with us when we get married. I don't understand. It's pretty simple. If you leave, everything will be fine. No, in that case, why don't you leave? Why? Mom and I don't have good feelings about you cheating and getting divorced. And we don't really want to live with someone who would cheat on their partner, you know? What are you talking about? He's a very nice guy. I've heard that before. Then what's the problem? You can get married if you want, but living together is another matter, and I don't want to get involved in it. And since you've been back here for 2 months, You don't seem to be working, just hanging around at home. And when you do go out sometimes, you just beg Mom for pocket money and play. It's not good for Mom to give you allowance because of your persistence, but it's not good for you either. But if you want to continue to live your life with Mom's money, who lives on a pension, then you need to leave. Are you talking about me? Of course I am. It's the same for you and your husband too, isn't it? Huh? You guys started living in this house right after Dad's funeral. That means you were counting on Dad's inheritance and Mom's pension. You guys are living comfortably. Huh? What are you talking about? For the past 2 years, you have been enjoying yourself and having a good time. So now it's my turn. Are you out of your mind? We started living together because we were worried about Mom being left alone. We even cover our own living expenses. Besides, Dad was just an ordinary business person. Do you think he had a huge fortune to live on? You took advantage of the fact that I was away from home and didn't know what was going on. I'm sure Mom and you took my share of the inheritance as well. We went through the proper legal process with a lawyer for the inheritance, so there's absolutely no way that could be true. That's an absolute lie. Don't mock me. I know that much. The fact that you're living happily right now is clear proof of that. I can't talk to you like this. We're making a good living out of our income. Anyway, my boyfriend and I are going to live there, and you are going to move out. I'm sure you'll only be able to move into a shitty house anyway. But you've had a good time so far, so you can't really blame us. My boyfriend and I have taken over the house, so get out. We don't need someone like you in the house. Oh my goodness. Samantha, we've decided to leave, just like you wanted. That's great, sister. You're a fast learner. That's a big help. Your boyfriend is coming here on the same date as planned, right? That's right. We're going on our honeymoon for 5 days from the day he arrives, so I hope you're gone by then. Okay. I'm leaving home now. Great! I'll be enjoying the resort with my boyfriend, now husband. The hotel spa is awesome. Sounds like fun. Okay, bye. We're leaving now. Don't come back. From now on, my husband and I are going to live happily on Dad's inheritance. What the hell is this? Answer me. What is it? I can't get into the house. And there's a sign on the front door that says, "Tenants wanted." It's you, isn't it? What's going on? Oh, about that? That house will be a rental from now on. What? A rental? Why? Because we're moving out and they're looking for new tenants. I don't know what you're talking about. When I was in elementary school, Dad said he bought the house. This house is our house, right? Well, it's a little different. It wasn't Dad who bought it. It was Grandpa, Mom's father, who bought the house. Huh? Grandpa? What do you mean? You know, Grandpa is a real estate agent. He bought this house as a wedding gift for Mom and Dad. What? That's the first I've heard of that. At first, there was talk of putting it in Dad's name. But then the company he works for went bankrupt, and he just changed jobs, so he was worried about the income. In the end, they didn't change the name of the house. So the house was and still is in Grandpa's name. Really? No way! Besides, our uncle is supposed to inherit the house eventually. What? I didn't hear that. Wait a minute. If he does that, me, my husband and mom won't have a place to live. What are you talking about? Mom moved out with us. Huh? Mom moved with us to a new place. You didn't know that? Are you still trying to enjoy using Dad's inheritance? That's not fair. We're living off the money we earn from our jobs. Your husband just plays with his computer. You know, he does design on the computer and that's his job. I'm sure he's not making much money because he's just doing it as part of his hobby. Is $20,000 a month not enough? $20,000? Stop lying, sis. It's the sum of my income and my husband's income. It varies from month to month, but on average, it's about that much. What does that mean? You and your husband make that much money? I can't believe it. You don't have to believe it, but it's true. We're going to live in a new, spacious, and beautiful house, so don't worry about us. Wait a minute. We'll have no place to live. What are we going to do? That's for you to think about, isn't it? We've already moved out and Mom is with us, so don't worry. That's so irresponsible. You are really sneaky. We are not cheating in any way. We're working and living on our own. Don't depend on other people's money like that. What on earth are you talking about? I'm your family, so I can depend on you a little bit, can't I? That's enough, Samantha. You have to get by on your own without us. You're an adult now. I'm an adult, and I'm going to make it work with him. But we can't start without a place to live. Then you have to find a new place for yourselves. Don't even think about relying on us. It's not like your family's going to take care of everything. But we just got back from our honeymoon. We haven't prepared anything yet. If you just got back from your honeymoon, you're on your own even more. It's your responsibility to start a new life. Don't be so irresponsible. What are we supposed to do when you're gone? I think you have to think and act on your own. That's what we've been doing too. You're really irresponsible, you know that? I'm not going to talk about this anymore. Wait a minute. Sis, help me. We're really at our limit. Please listen to me. What is it now? We can't find a place to live. He can't find a job, and I can only do short-term work. We can't afford the rent, and I don't know what to do. You guys got married without a job? Because I thought I had the house and an inheritance, so I thought money would be no problem. I can't believe it. That's your problem now, isn't it? You'll have to solve it yourselves. I know, but we don't have any money and there's nothing we can do. Please, sis, can you at least lend me some money? Why should I help you? We were kicked out of our house by you, remember? We can't just give you money. So why don't you just let us stay in your house for a little while? He and I will both find jobs soon. Just until then. It's not that easy. Our house is limited, and if we allow such a thing to happen, it will happen again. But he's getting more and more impatient, and if we don't do something, we'll both end up on the street. That's your fault, isn't it? You guys have to do something about it on your own. If you're going to be lost, then be lost. Don't be so cold. We only have you to rely on. Sis, I promise I won't bother you, please. No. Oh my. If we get involved in your problems, it won't end well. So you have to take care of it yourselves. I don't know what to do. I don't care. You're gonna have to face reality and face it yourself. I can't. He's already given up. What are we going to do? I don't know. You'll have to take care of yourselves. From now on, I'll do whatever you say, sister. I'll do whatever you say. So please, don't be so naive. Mom and I left home with the intention of getting rid of you. So please don't ever ask me for help again, okay? I'll block you guys after this text. No way, sis? Well, good luck with him. Sis, don't abandon me. After that, his income remained unstable and life was tough for both of them. Samantha continued to work part-time, but it was far from enough to support themselves. He was not able to keep his job either, and they were both mentally devastated. After a while, he began to have affairs. And he left Samantha and moved out. She was left with nothing but debt, and she now spends her days working part-time just to pay it back. I know it sounds harsh, but this is the reality. I hope she can at least pay off her debts. We are living a peaceful life in our new home. My husband and I are balancing work and personal life. My mother is enjoying her new hobbies and fulfilling her life.